Welcome back. Our today's topic is genetic code. I think all of you have studied the topics replication and transcription. If that parts are clear, then only we can move to the next topic, translation. Before moving to translation, you should understand what is a genetic code. You have studied central dogma of molecular biology. Okay? In that, DNA is copied to RNA. Then RNA is copied to protein. Okay? And do you remember what is the process? Okay. This process is the previous topic, what is transcription. And DNA can also form DNA by replication. If DNA replicates, okay, when DNA replicates, both the strands of DNA act as template and produce new strands. Okay, and the enzyme used here is, you have studied DNA polymerase enzyme. Okay. The enzyme used is DNA polymerase. Then tell me, what is the principle behind this process? On which principle this works on? How is it possible for one strand to synthesize the opposite strand? How is it possible? In replication, how is one strand able to produce opposite strand? How can one strand act as template and synthesize the opposite strand? It is based on the principle, what is it? Complementary base pairing. Okay, DNA replication occurs based on complementary base pairing rule. Okay, you know adenine is complementary to thymine, guanine is complementary to cytosine. Adenine, if is there on one strand, thymine nucleotide can be attached. Guanine, if is there on one strand, cytidine nucleotide can be attached. Okay. Similarly, when this process, the first we have discussed this process, DNA to DNA. What is it called? When DNA forms DNA, it is called replication. Then the next process, DNA to RNA. Okay. In DNA to RNA, what's the process called? It is called transcription. Okay. When DNA is copied to RNA, it is called transcription. Then what is the principle for transcription? What is the principle? Only one strand is copied. Okay. Then this strand is what? Template strand. And what is produced is RNA from DNA. The process is transcription. Enzyme is RNA polymerase. Here the enzyme is DNA polymerase. This enzyme cannot initiate. It initiates with the help of initiation factor. Okay, sigma factor. Terminates with the help of termination factor, rho factor. We discussed. This enzyme cannot initiate. It initiates the process with the help of RNA polymerase enzyme. That also we have discussed. Okay. So here is RNA polymerase alone involved. Here is DNA polymerase involved and it requires the help of RNA polymerase. So just revision only. Just understand, for this process and this process, the principle is what? Complementary base pairing rule. Okay. If there is no complementarity existing, there is no chance for replication and transcription. And here complementarity is between adenine and thymine, guanine and cytosine. Here it is between adenine and uracil, guanine and cytosine. That's only difference. In copying RNA, this is a complementarity, complementary base pairing. Then come to the next step of central dogma, we can say. The next step is RNA. The informations in the RNA should be copied to protein for the expression of character. This process is known as translation. Okay? This process is translation. Then tell me, what is the principle of translation? Is there any complementary base pairing existing? That is what we are discussing, and then you will understand the need of a genetic code. our topic. Okay, so for translation, what is there? RNA is there. It should be converted to what? Protein. Okay. So what is a protein? A protein is a chain of amino acids. What is RNA? A chain of nucleotides. Okay. That means it is made up of number of nucleotides, adenine nucleotide, uracil nucleotide, cytosine nucleotide, guanine nucleotides, like number of nucleotides are joined. Whereas protein is made up of number of amino acids. There is no any complementary base pairing between these two. In order to produce a protein from an RNA, in order to copy this information, there is no complementary base pairing existing. So we have to see then how this is possible. How is the information hidden here is passed in the form of a chain of amino acids. Okay, then come to this point. Listen here. If there are how many different types of nucleotides here? In RNA, how many different types of nucleotides are there? Only 4 types are there. And that in different combinations. Okay, one after the other, alright. See, this one, there are 4 nucleotides in total. 4 different types. And if adenine nucleotide is responsible for one amino acid. Suppose, adenine nucleotide is coding for one amino acid. And uracil is coding for next amino acid. Then cytosine for the, guanine for the next. Okay, this is amino acid A, this is B, this is C, this is D. Okay, if adenine is coding for one amino acid, uracil for other, cytosine for other, it's nucleotide. Then guanine for the next. How many different types of amino acids will be possible? 4 types only will be possible. 4 different types of amino acids, A, B, C, D. Then wherever adenine comes, the next, this one comes. If guanine comes here, here will be D. How many different types of amino acids? Only 4 types of amino acids. But in proteins, there are 20 different types of amino acids. Okay? So understand, with this basis, with these 4 nucleotides, if one nucleotide represents one amino acid, how many different types are possible? Only 4 types of amino acids are possible. Then only scientists proposed what? A combination of bases. A combination of bases, AU, UC, like they are proposing a combination of bases represent one amino acid. Okay, so it is not a single one representing one amino acid. Okay, this is not possible because 20 amino acids are there. By this way, maximum 4 only can be produced. Then, if it is a combination of 2 bases, imagine a combination of 2 bases. How many amino acids can be produced? Okay, total A, U, K, uracil, cytosine, okay, U, C, A, G. How many different combinations will be possible? Like this. In this box you can try. How many different types will be possible? If it is a combination of 2 bases, it will produce how many? 16 different types of amino acids. Okay? So, scientists are suggesting the possibilities. If a single, one letter, one nucleotide represent is not enough. If it was 2 nucleotide representing one amino acid, that means if it is a doublet, it will produce a maximum of 16 different amino acids. But you know how many are there? 20 amino acids are there in nature for protein synthesis. The 4 cannot be produced. So they have proposed the next chance, next possible chance, triplet code. Okay, it was first proposed by George Gamow. Okay, so the genetic code can be a triplet code. The proposition was a combination of 3 nucleotide bases. This idea was first proposed by George Gamow. A combination of 3 nucleotide bases represent one amino acid. This bold proposition was given by George Gamow. Okay, and with his idea, later Nirenberg and Khorana, okay, Nirenberg and Khorana developed their genetic codes. Okay, that is what we are going to discuss. Before that, you just see that, okay, if it is triplet chord, U, C, A, G, U, C, A, G. Okay, if a triplet chord in every box, in every case, how many it produce you have to find out. Okay, G here. Okay, fair I give you. So in every box you have to write this all. Third letter. I mean the first letter of the triplet chord. I mean the first base from here, this side. This is the position, second base position, and third base is from the right side. Okay, this type genetic code was deciphered by Nirenberg and Marshall Nirenberg and Hargobind Khorana. They got Nobel Prize for this great proposition. Okay, Nirenberg and Khorana. So, see, if a singlet is not enough, it produces maximum 4 amino acids only it can represent. If a doublet is also not enough, it can produce a maximum of 16 different amino acids only. But there are 20 amino acids. Then the next chance is for a triplet chord, 3-letter chord. The 3 letters indicate the 3 nucleotides, and 3 nucleotides combination will be giving more than enough. It gives 64 combinations. That is what we are going to discuss next. The first letter is from here. Second letter is from here. I mean the first base, U. Second, U. I mean third, like. So, in the first one you can write U. Okay. Either you can write one by one downward, or you can just split it into 4. Next one you can write as UUC. UUA. I mean UUA. UUG. This way you can write. Okay. You can see some books like this. Okay. Otherwise you can write in this way, downward. UUC. UUA. UUG. Okay. In one box itself there are 4 triplets. That means when you take any of these boxes, the first letter is from the left side, the second is from the top, and next one is from the right. Everywhere you have to write UCAG. Then you work out and try from home. Okay. So just an example here. First letter is A, second letter is C, third letter first one U, then next A, C, C, A, C, A, C, G. This way we write. Okay, so we are coming to that in detail. So this is the genetic code completed, and I have kept some spaces blank just to show you. Okay, so here first letter U, next second letter is from here U, third letter the first one from there UUU, UUC, UUA, UUG, like that. Okay, then see, just we can fill it here. First letter is C, then second is G, U, CGU, then CGC, CGA, last one CGG. Okay, this I kept as such. Just okay. Anyway, so this way you just try at home. Okay, to prepare this table. And how many different triplets are here? How many triplets are here? Very easy. There are 64 triplets. Okay. See, 64 triplets are there. Whereas you can see here I haven't written any name. Okay. No amino acids name. See, these are all amino acids names in short. 3-letter abbreviation. Okay. Anyway, that we will elaborate later. These 2 triplets can called phenylalanine. Okay. Now you will not study the name. These 2 triplets called phenylalanine this 6 triplets called leucine, amino acid leucine. This 3 triplets called isoleucine. AUG called methionine. I mean, if AUG comes on the mRNA, it is representing methionine amino acid. Then this 4 triplets called valine. This 4 triplets and this 2 triplets. Total 6. This 4 and this 2 called for serine. Serine. Then this 4 triplets called for proline. And this 4 for threonine. Okay. And the next 4 alanine. Then this 2 tyrosine. This 2 histidine. This 2 glutamine. This 2 asparagine. This 2 lysine. This 2 aspartic acid. This 2 glutamic acid. This 2 cysteine. This one okay, I will tell you later. UGG tryptophan. Tryptophan. Then this 4 and this 2 arginine. Okay, codes for arginine name you are familiar. Where histone proteins, lysine and arginine you have studied rich in. Then this 4 are glycine, representing glycine. Just count how many different amino acids are there. 20 are there. Okay, 20 different amino acids are there. Then keep this thing in mind. This one, I mean UAA, UAG, this 3 will not code for any amino acid. So they are known as stop codons. These are stop codons. Okay, UAA, UAG and UGA are stop codons. Then AUG is coding for methionine and it is the start codon. AUG is the start codon. Okay, I know it's impossible to by heart all these names. Okay, at least some names you have to learn because lysine, arginine, etc. you have studied earlier, and sickle cell anemia you have studied valine, glutamic acid. Such sequences you study. Okay, and also you have to study AUG stands for this methionine. And what else you can study is the stop codon. No need to by heart everything. Then study the similar codon represents what? I mean similar letter codon. That means UUU. Next will be CCC. Okay. Next will be AAA. Then GGG. I mean GGG. Okay. All letters similar. It stands for which amino acid? That you learn. Then you learn start codon, methionine. Stop codons, 3 stop codons, UAA, UAG, UGA. Okay, we will discuss it again. Then just, if possible, just learn which is familiar to you, the names familiar to you. You are familiar with valine in the sickle cell anemia disease, and you are also familiar with the glutamic acid in that disease, and you are also familiar with arginine and lysine. Okay, and from this code, just learn 2 more things. Which amino acid has least number of codons? Among the 20 amino acids, which are the 2 amino acids which have least number of codons? Which are they? One is methionine. It is coded by only AUG. No other triplet codes methionine. Other one is tryptophan. That also coded by single triplet. No other triplet is there. Then which are the amino acids with maximum codons? Maximum here is 6. Which are the amino acids with 6 codons? One is leucine with 6 codons. No need to by heart all the codons. Leucine. The next one is serine. Here 4, there 4. The last one is arginine. Leucine, serine and arginine are with 6 codons each. Okay, methionine and tryptophan are with single triplet codon each, whereas leucine, serine and arginine are with 6 codons each. Okay, Then come to the characteristics of the genetic code. We will discuss it one by one. Come back to the salient features of genetic code. Okay, what are the characters of genetic code? The first character, one by one we can discuss the characteristics of genetic code proposed by Nirenberg and Godano, which is what just now we have seen. Okay, there are a total 64 codons. The first point, there are 64 codons. What type of codons? Each codon is a triplet. A triplet means a combination of 3 nucleotides. Okay, so there are in total 64 codons which are triplet codons, and among this 61 codons code 4 amino acids. Is it not? Only 61 codons code amino acids. Any doubt? What about the 3? Just now we have seen only 61 codons code 4 amino acids, whereas 3 are stop codons, will not code 4 amino acids. Okay? 3 are stop codons. Which are the 3 stop codons? The 3 stop codons are UAA, UAG and UGA. Among this, UAA is known as Ocray. UAG is known as Amper. And UGA is known as Opal. Okay, the names of the stop codons. The next point, AUG. The codon AUG. What is special about AUG? It is the start codon. Okay, it codes for which amino acid? Methionine. So we can say it has dual function, 2 function. It is needed for the start, it's a start codon, and also it wherever it comes in between or anywhere, it codes for the amino acid methionine, dual function. Then we are coming to the important properties of the code. First one, the code is unambiguous. The genetic code is unambiguous. Also we call it specific. The genetic code is unambiguous or specific. What do you mean by that? It is specific means one triplet UUU. For example, always code for one amino acid phenylalanine. Okay, specificity means what? That is specific for that. That means all the triplets are specific. It will never code for a different amino acid. Always it code for its amino acid only. For an example, if it's UUU at any place of the RNA, it always code for phenylalanine only. It can never code for any other. So this is specific for phenylalanine. That is what is specificity means. The code is unambiguous means one code will code for only one amino acid. That's the sentence. One triplet code codes for only one amino acid, never for another amino acid. This is the specificity. The second point of the code, the next point of the code is the code is degenerate. Degeneracy of the code. The code is degenerate. What do you mean by that? The code is degenerate means you start with amino acid. That means phenylalanine, the amino acid. For example, phenylalanine, amino acid. What is this code? What is the triplet code? It is coded by UUU and UUC. Both are phenylalanine. Okay, for serine here 6 different triplets are there. That means one amino acid can be coded by more than one triplet. That is what is degeneracy means. That, for example, if amino acid is given, you cannot write its triplet. Only for 2 you can write methionine and tryptophan. There is no any doubt, only one is there. But for all other amino acids, if amino acid's name is given, you cannot write the triplet because it is showing degeneracy. That means one amino acid is coded by more than one triplet. If it's only one triplet, we can write. If there are more than one, how will you write? We don't know which one it is. So, this is what is degeneracy. How you define degeneracy of a code? One amino acid is coded by more than one triplets. And the next property of the genetic code is, the next characteristic of the genetic code is, the code is commaless. Commaless. What do you mean? When you write the code in an RNA, A, U, G, there is no any break, there is no any comma. Okay, there is no comma or punctuation, any punctuation in between. I mean, it is contiguous or continuously arranged. After one triplet, there is no any break, no any punctuation. It is continuously read on the RNA template. There is no punctuation in between. That is what is the next property means. What it means? The code is, genetic code is arranged in a, it is read in a contiguous way. Contiguous manner. No punctuations are there. When we write or read it, no punctuations are there. Simple. Okay, the genetic code is commaless. The next point, the genetic code is universal. What do you mean? The genetic code is universal. Okay, some exceptions are there that is not required for you. So the other class I will take later. So, the genetic code is universal. That means from bacteria to human being, the same genetic code is applicable. Okay. From the small microscopic bacteria to the human being, the genetic code is applied. It is universal. That means if it is UUU standing for phenylalanine in bacteria, okay, in human also it stands for phenylalanine. Okay. From bacteria to human, the same genetic code is applied. There are some exceptions in the mitochondria and in some organisms that we will discuss later. Okay, so that is about this point. And another thing, the code, the genetic code is non-overlapping. The genetic code is non-overlapping. What do you mean? It's another version of this. I mean, when the genetic code is read, okay, U, C, G, G. Just for the convenience, I am writing this way. Okay, if this is the first triplet, the last nucleotide of this triplet is not used for the next triplet. Okay, the next triplet will be starting from the next base, not from the base from here, from the previous triplet. Okay, there is no any overlapping. If overlapping is there, first triplet will be this, next triplet will be UCC. Like, there is no any overlapping in the genetic code arrangements proposed by Nirenberg and Goran. Contiguous, without punctuation, no overlapping. Okay, if it was one triplet, next triplet start from the next base only. There is no any sharing of the bases between the triplets. Okay, no overlapping is there. So these are the salient features of the genetic code, and this is a repeated question, and if it is not asked for 3 marks, the other questions may be asked stop codon, initiator codon, this all may be asked for 1 mark, and now MCQ also there are so many question areas possible from this part. Okay, study these features thoroughly. Okay, easy I think, not at all difficult. You can get all the features from the table. And just understand one more thing. AUG, one example for a triplet. I mean, RNA strand, one mRNA strand. Okay, anything you can write. AUG. Okay, no need of any break here. UUU. Okay, I am just doing like this. CCC, GGG. I told to study only this way. Okay, similar codons you study I told. Suppose this is a segment of RNA. This is a segment of RNA. With the help of that table, can you just predict which are the amino acids produced from this? How many amino acids are produced from this? How many amino acids? 1, 2, 3. Okay. First amino acid, second amino acid, third amino acid, fourth one, Fifth one. Tell the names. I didn't study it by heart. So, AUG stands for which amino acid? Methionine. Okay? UUU stands for phenylalanine. CCC stands for proline. Okay? GGG codes for glycine. AAA codes for what? Lysine. Okay. So, if an RNA strand is given, okay, you can predict the amino acid sequences. Sure. Because UUU means always this. CCC means always this. So, this way you can write. I mean, decoding this way is possible. RNA to amino acid is possible. Because, what's the property? Because genetic code is specific. Which property of genetic code is revealed here? It is specific, unambiguous. Since the code is specific, you can write this way. Whereas, if the chain is given, amino acid chain is given, next question. Okay, amino acid is lysine, serine, arginine, methionine, okay, tryptophan. These two you may be able to write because only one codon is there. The others how you write? It is impossible for you to write the sequences here, triplets here, because which property is revealed there? The code is degenerate, degeneracy of the code. Okay, now we can write. This is also given as a part of their genetic coding book. That's why we discuss. I think it is clear. First study the representation how it is, then study the salient features. Then two important features you have to study is the code is specific and the code is degenerate. Okay, that's all. See you in the next class. Thank you.